Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. This is SHAREfactory. Today we're doing something different. I'm going to be playing Rocket League, but the video is NHL 2018-19 season preview. I'll be talking about what I think about this year. Not about NHL 19, but about in real life while playing Rocket League. I won't really be focusing on Rocket League, so that's why I won't be that good. And also because I don't play this game much, but so yeah, today that's what we're gonna be doing, and I hope you guys enjoy. So yeah, starting it off, we're gonna start just looking at my projected regular season standings, so where I think everybody will end off after the regular season. And the worst team that I think will be this year, in 31st, the New York Rangers. I don't think they have probably one or two people on offense, two people on defense, and their goalie is pretty old, Henrik Lundqvist. He is still pretty good, but they need someone else, and their organization just hasn't really been doing good. I don't think they're going to be doing good, so that's why I put them 31st. At number 30, I put the Sabres, because the Sabres really aren't good usually at all, even though they have Dallin now and Eichel and a lot of pretty decent players. I still don't think they're going to be as good as people think. People still think they're not going to do good, but they don't think that they're going to be in the bottom three and stuff like that. I really don't think they're going to do good, I don't think they're going to be changing up any strategies, and they're just going to be the same old team all the time. They always try to get the #1 pick. They finally did, and it might be a pretty big change, but not for a few years. I don't think Dallin will do anything for the Sabres this year, and I don't think anybody else does either. Coming in at 29, I put the Florida Panthers. People think the Florida Panthers will be near a wild card spot. I don't really think so. They have a really good team, but some people just don't think this year is going to work out, and I agree with them. I don't know why, but I just have this feeling that they're not going to do good. And yeah, coming in at 28, I said the Coyotes. They're never good, so that's why they're there. I'm just not going to put an explanation. Sorry to Oliver Ekman-Larsson. He's a good player, just the team is horrible. But now next up at 27, I put the Carolina Hurricanes. They just ruined the organization this offseason. Traded away Skinner, like Lindholm, Hannafin. All they have is Eric Stahl, Justin Falk, and that's basically it. They're not really a strong team, and they made some changes with their coaching staff too, and I don't think it's going to be a good change for them, because so far it hasn't been a good change by the looks of it. I think they're just getting rid of, they got Dougie Hamilton, but I think they're getting rid of some key players for their future, because they're not going to be doing good right now, so they need to be thinking about the future, but they're not. So that's why I put them at 27. At 26, the Detroit Red Wings, they really just don't have anyone. They have Larkin, and Zetterberg is probably his last year. Kronwall is probably his last year. And they're all old and not even good. Like, Larkin's the only good player, and he hasn't even showed that well. That's like, they have Mike Green as a D. They traded away Tatar. They're just not a good team right now, and I think they are trying to rebuild, so that's good for them. I like the Detroit organization, but what they've been doing so far isn't that good. That's why I put them at 26. At 25, the Wild. Everybody thinks they're going to be doing so good. Dubnik's going to be like one of the best goaltenders. I don't think so. The Wild are always like not that crazy in the regular season. They don't have the strongest offense. Defense not bad. Goalie also pretty decent. But I don't think, sometimes they just don't get the results they get. When they do make the playoffs, they don't do good at all. So that's why I'm just going to put them at 25 here. And I hope you guys understand that. This is like hard for me, so I don't know. Coming in at 24, we have the Montreal Canadiens. Everybody thinks, NHL 19 thinks Carey Price is the best goalie right now. I don't understand. He's been injured like for basically 2 years. Same with Weber. And they have the worst GM in the league. So I don't know. I don't really think Montreal will do good because they have basically the same team from last year, except they made one trade of like Galchenyuk for Domi, which everybody's saying that they hate Bergevin, and he's not even that good. So I think Bergevin is going to ruin the Canadiens for like 5 years, and then they'll finally realize that. And then like they have Pacioretty, who's probably going to leave. Like they need to make some changes. So that's why I put them at 24. Coming in at 23, my favorite team, the Canucks. People think they're going to be like dead last, 30th, 29th. I really don't think so. They still have a really good team for the future. But they're not ready yet. They need better goalies, better like second liners, third liners for their D. Offense, I think that they're good. Maybe they need to get better left wingers. But for now, the Canucks are rebuilding, so I like what they're doing. But this year, they're probably going to get 23rd. And number 22, probably the most screwed organization right now, the Ottawa Senators. Carlson's leaving this year for sure. Traded away Hoffman. They traded away Turris. Once they traded away Turris for Duchesne, their team just went horrible last year. They were doing pretty decent, and then they just went bad. They have more of old people than young people, so it's not the best right now. And then, yeah, I don't think the Senators are gonna have a good year. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I don't think anybody disagrees with me right now. So let's go to number 21, which is the New York Islanders. Kind of screwed, not really. They don't have goalies. They got rid of Halak just to get Leonard, who has no experience because he's just been in the Buffalo Bills, the whole Buffalo Sabres in like Ottawa and teams like that. So he's old right now, so I don't think they have good goalies. Defense, they have like 2, Boychuk and Leddy. And then offense, they have Barzal and some few decent players. They got rid of Tavares. They got better coaching staff, that's for sure, but I think this year is going to be a bad year. Next year, they might be better, have a wild card spot. But yeah, that's why I'm putting them at 21. Coming in at number 20, the Calgary Flames. Everyone thinks they're going to be like one of the, probably in top 3 for best Canadian teams this year. I don't know. They have Neil now. They have Gaudreau, who's good. Monahan, Giordano. We got Hannafin and Lindholm from that trade with Carolina. They have a good team. It's just Calgary hasn't been that good lately, so I think this year is going to be like their warm-up year, get used to their team. Next year they might add a few players, and I think next year they will be one of the best Canadian teams. But for this year, I don't really think so. Okay, what team am I on for this? I don't even know, so I'm just going to be rolling around. Number 19, the Hawks. Everybody thinks they're going to do horrible. Right now is a rebuilding session for them, I guess. I don't think, they tried to get last after their horrible start, but they're going to still try. I don't think they want to rebuild yet. If they do bad, then they will, but I think 19 is a good spot for them because they still have superstars and they still have a good team, so I still think there's like hope in them for this year, but I don't think they'll make the playoffs. At number 18, the Sharks. I personally like the Sharks, but I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs this year. Maybe they might be in a wild card. I love Jumbo Joe, Burns, like a lot of good players. The age, like all they have is Hurdle that's good, that's young. And I mean, sometimes young isn't really always the best, like, for people, but I don't think San Jose can keep up with other teams. They're going to be kind of slow. They don't have good speed. So, they have Jones in net. He's not a bad starter. But we'll have to see. I just think they're going to be just a decent team this year. At number 17, we missed the wild card spot this year. The Colorado Avalanche. I don't think they're going to make it. I think like McKinnon is going to do really well, but I don't think they're going to make it. But they have good players on their team. It's just the first line, second line, and clearly there's the second line. Defense not good, so that's a problem. And the goalies aren't that good either. So we'll have to see. Everybody's thinking Colorado is. I think everybody's thinking that Colorado. They might agree with me right now. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Sorry, but yeah, Colorado. I think 17th is a good spot for them. Number 16, the Los Angeles Kings. I don't really know what to say about this one. They're pretty good, pretty fast. They got to Foley and Pearson that are pretty good, and last year they had a pretty good season. So I think LA, they know how to, they've been having good years with their team, and I think they can keep up with the league. Just, they got to do better in the playoffs, so that's why I'm putting them 16th. Coming in at number 15, Columbus Blue Jackets. Few people think Columbus is going to be like one of the best teams in the league. But Panarin, I don't even think Panarin wants to stay there. They got Bobrovsky. I don't think people want to be there that much anymore. And some of their players used to be so good, and now they're just decent. So I think they're getting worse each year. Not each year, because they just started being like a playoff contender. So if they can keep up what they have, I still think they'll make the playoffs for sure. They're a good team, but they need to do something better for the organization to do good in playoffs, because they had a 2-0 lead against Washington and blew it. At number 14, we have Connor McDavid and his Edmonton Oilers. Some people don't think they'll make the playoffs. Some people think they'll be higher, but I think 14th is a good fit. They'll be just right in the middle, kind of. Because I think McDavid is pretty good, and I think he's going to get the most points in the league. And I really think that they can keep going on to win, and win games and beat other people. Because they have speed, they have young talent. They just gotta like keep up what they're doing, because they start winning games and then they start losing. So if they keep playing like they used to be when they were in the playoffs 2 years ago, that would be pretty good. And the team that beat them 2 years ago is number 13, the Ducks. The Ducks, they're a really good team right now. Perry's getting a little older, Getzlaf, but right now they're just keeping up. They have the speed. They're just doing amazing right now. But I think 13 is still a good spot for them, because if they might start slowing down now, but they have pretty good young talent. I just don't like the Anaheim Ducks organization. They need to try and fix it, I think. I think they just need to start making some changes, because last year wasn't really their best year. So if they can keep playing better, then yeah. Like I don't know what to say for most of these teams. So some of them I'm just gonna say their position and keep going. So for number 12, we have the Stars. I think they're getting better now. They have better players, and they're just talent with Sagan and Ben. It's just unbelievable. So that's why they're at 12. 11 is Devils. I think their Hall is going to have a good year again. Maybe less points though. But the Devils need to start getting better players for their depth. At number 10, we have the Flyers. Drew, Couturier, Voracek. Some of the top 3 players in the NHL right now, all on one team. They did great against Pittsburgh, and Drew's just getting better and better each year that he's on with the Flyers. They can make Drew a better player a bit. He has to keep training, because then he can keep up with Crosby and people like that, and Flyers will be better than 10th. Number 9 is the Bruins. They just got a really good depth. All 4 lines amazing. I think their team is going to be worse than last year, though. I do think that some changes are made, and I don't want to be rude to Bruins organization. I do like the Bruins, but I don't think they're going to be as good in the playoffs. I don't know, but this is the regular season, and yeah. Coming in at number 8, I put Vegas. I think they're going to move down. They had their first year. I don't think there's going to be a huge story with them again. Yeah, they lost a few players. They're just a decent team. And yeah. Coming in at number 7, the Stanley Cup champions, Washington. For Washington, I don't think they care what place they're in right now, because they have the Stanley Cup champions. They can beat anyone right now. So they just need to make that playoffs. I don't care. I don't think they care that they're 7th, because 7th is still pretty good, but yeah. Number 6 is the Leafs. I think the Leafs are going to have a better improvement to their year. I think they've gotten a little better. I think they got a better GM, in my opinion. They got a few better players, but they lost a few good players of their own. So I think they just need to find a way to make their team know how to keep up with other good teams to get 6th. And in number 5, the Penguins. The Penguins are the Penguins. There's nothing to say about them. So yeah. At number 4, now we're in top 4. There is the Tampa Bay Lightning. Their team is just so energetic. They have, I think, the 2nd best defense in the league. I think one of the best offense in the league. Goalie is pretty good. I still think Vasilevsky's a little overrated, but I don't think he's ready for a starter yet. Maybe they want him to be, so whatever. Tampa Bay has been doing pretty good with their choices. John Cooper's really good coach. Steve Yzerman doing pretty good as a GM, so I think they can keep up. The Blues are number 3. This is a surprising one, because I think they just have Tarasenko. This kid is fast. He has the hands. He has teamwork. He has leadership. He's a beast, and he's a really good player. Then they added a lot of good players like Ryan O'Reilly and Bozak. They're trying to do something with their organization, and I think they're doing really well. They got Perron back. They have they have Pietrangelo, Steen. They have a good team, so I think that St. Louis will be one of the best teams in the league this year. At number 2, I put the Predators. I love their D. I love their offense. I love their goalie. I think they do have one of the strongest teams right now in the league. They have been keeping their team the same a bit, but that's because they're just doing amazing. And I think they do have a chance for that Stanley Cup, but Winnipeg is going to be pretty good, and that's why they're at number 1. Winnipeg was predicted 2 years ago, when they were horrible, the worst team in the league, that they would win the Cup this year. And everybody was saying, how? They're not even that good. Now they're saying it could be true. They just have a really good team overall, really young. They all work together, underrated players like Scheifele, and that's why I put them to be number 1. Now we're going to start talking about the playoffs. With the playoffs, I'm not going to say every match. What I am going to say, my prediction for the finals is the Winnipeg Jets versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. I think they're the two strongest teams right now. I mean, yeah, I just said the Preds, but I think the Preds can't keep up with the Jets. If the Preds can improve their speed, then they would have been the ones in the Stanley Cup final. But Jets are just really good right now, and that's why I picked them to win the Cup. So I think this might happen. Everybody's picking it. Everybody's picking Winnipeg to be in the final. Most people are picking Tampa Bay to be in the final. This is just my opinion, and sometimes, and probably others too. So that's why I'm putting this final. That's the winner. To end off the video, I'm gonna be talking about who the best players on each team. So I think for Arizona, Anaheim, I think it's Ryan Getzlaf, and I think he's going to get 69 points. For Arizona, I think it's Oliver Ekman-Larsson. I think he's going to get 57 points. For Boston, I think it's Bergeron, and I think he's going to get 58 points. For Buffalo, I think it's Eichel, and I think he's going to get 48 points. For Chicago, I think it's Patrick Kane, and I think he's going to get 63 points. And for Colorado, I think it's McKinnon, and I think he's going to get 98 points. Part number 2, we have Columbus, and I think it's Bobrovsky, who will get 33 wins. And then Calgary, Gaudreau, 71 points. Carolina, Falk, 39 points. Dallas, Jamie Benn, 81 points. Dallas, Detroit, Larkin with 55 points. Edmonton, McDavid with 111 points. I think he's going to be the best player in the year. Best player in the league right now, with McKinnon second. And then, not McKinnon second, but tied for third. Then I think Barkov, for Florida, it's Barkov with 78 points. And for LA, it's Doughty with 58 points. Then we have part 3. We have Minnesota Wild, and Devin Dubnyk with 30 wins. For Montreal, Price with 24 wins. Still think he's overrated and trash. For Nashville, I picked Rinne with 39 wins. For New Jersey, I picked Hall with 79 points. For the Islanders, I picked Barzal with 65 points. For the Rangers, I picked Lundqvist with 23 points. For Ottawa, I picked Carlson with 68 points. For Philly, I picked Giroux with 86 points. For Pittsburgh, I picked Crosby with 93 points. For San Jose, I picked 2 people. I picked Thornton and Burns. Thornton with 75 and Burns with 65. Then, part 4, for St. Louis, I picked Tarasenko with 95 points. For Tampa Bay, I picked Kucherov with 103 points. For Toronto, I picked Tavares with 89 points. For Vancouver, I also picked 2 I couldn't pick. Besser and Horvat. Besser was 68, Horvat was 68. Then for Vegas, Fleury with 37 wins. And Washington, Ovechkin with 98 points. And Scheifele for Winnipeg with 83 points. Thank you guys for watching. This is my opinion for the NHL 2018-19 season. More videos will be coming out soon. Comment down below your favorite NHL team and your favorite NHL player. Just comment down below stuff. Like, subscribe, turn on that bell.